The vision of the Haribon Foundation is to transform every individual into a biodiversity champion. And this transformation is a process found both in our environment and in people too. In 2018, people like you continued to transform themselves for our future. Members took charge of the different committees that were formed: advocacy, membership and training, volunteer engagement, and visibility. Together with institutional goals, members and staff took part in various actions for our environment, making active contributions to the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, such as life on land, life below water, and climate action. We share with you these activities here via our 4 pillars: conserving sites and habitats, saving species, encouraging sustainability, and empowering people. Conserving sites and habitats. Bringing back forests starts in native tree nurseries like Buhay Punlaan, a 3-hectare nursery of native trees that sits in the Calaraya watershed in Laguna. With the help of Haribon members, company partners, and the public, this living laboratory produced 18,500 seedlings in 2018 and engaged over 700 volunteers and 15 companies. Buhay Punlaan is part of our Forest for Life movement. From ridge to reef, Haribon members also participated at our coastlines. With the Philippines as the 3rd largest contributor of plastic in the ocean, member Liz shares why more members should join coastal cleanups.
Sa kapwa Haribon member, sumama sila. Mag-participate more, huwag matakot, at maki-join para mamulat ang ating mga kaisipan sa nangyayari. Kasi sayang yung ating membership kung hindi tayo makiki-join. Makikita mo talaga yung marirealize mo yung ito talaga yung nangyayari sa atin. Kasi kung hindi ka, nasa bahay ka lang, makikita talaga.
Members participated in 5 coastal cleanups in 2018, reminding them and their networks that the plastic problem is everyone's responsibility. Saving species. The wonder of some of our least known and oldest tourists, migratory birds, was shared with Haribon members early in 2018. They searched the wetlands of Candaba Swamp for the endangered black-faced spoonbill. Though the spoonbill was hard to find, members spotted 37 species such as great egrets, whiskered terns, black-crowned night herons, and more. Haribon members and Board of Trustees also joined surveys crucial to the conservation of Philippine raptors, many of them also migratory. In Tanay, Rizal, members and partners noted over 4,000 migratory raptors, including Chinese sparrowhawks and oriental honey buzzards. In Panay, members also joined Dulungan Nest observation work in the central Panay mountain range last April 2018. But many members already know that you don't have to venture far into the forests or distant coastlines to find precious bird biodiversity. Last November, members joined an urban birdwatching activity on the campus of UP Diliman. There they found zebra doves, yellow-vented bulbuls, and our well-known Eurasian tree sparrow, also known as Maya. Even our common birds need to be monitored, for as our cities change or expand, we must also work to keep common birds common. Empowering people. Part of being a Haribon member is to learn and grow as a champion for biodiversity and our environment. From learning sessions on zero waste to participation in seminars by partners such as Kamayan para sa Kalikasan, members took part in several learning and advocacy activities in 2018. Members learned about the Forest Resources Bill, or FRB, and how it can help protect what remains of our natural forests. Members joined discussions and gave inputs on how to best spread word on the FRB among people in urban areas. Spreading word is as important as knowing the facts. A workshop on how to narrate compelling stories was provided for Haribon members. Award-winning director Pepe Diokno shared tips and guidelines he acquired after more than a decade of filmmaking and storytelling. 2018 was also the International Year of the Reef, where members joined the official launch in the Philippines. There they met national scientist Edgardo Gomez, who made large contributions to coral reef conservation in the country, as well as the restocking of giant clams in 10 sites nationwide 2 decades ago. Haribon members also applied what they learned in fun activities abroad, such as the Alishan Bird Race in Taiwan and the Fraser's Hill Bird Race in Malaysia. Encouraging sustainability. Members continued to volunteer for our mobile classroom on biodiversity, Biodiversity on Wheels, or BAO. Cedric helped bring the wonders of nature to National Children's Hospital in Quezon City, where children undergoing care enjoyed activities about our environment. Arlene joined us in Gat Andres Bonifacio Elementary last September, while Visibility Committee member Victoria volunteered to photograph a BAO implementation for children at the Alay Pagasa Christian Foundation. Meanwhile, members also visited the realm of Gabi, the Philippine eagle of Mount Mingan in Gabaldon, Nueva Ecija. There, Bea also shared her love for photography and the environment with BAO. Members also joined awareness-raising and fundraising events, such as the Takbo para sa Kalikasan set of fun runs, organized by Pinoy Aspiring Runners and MK Concept and Events. Encouraging sustainability among members is crucial. We must carry out our vision of a country supported by biodiversity champions, people who care for our shared and sustained natural resources. Several members learned about bio-intensive gardening last June, where they learned how to nurture plants and vegetables. Members also learned about sustainable living and eco-architecture at the Eco House of Marikina, as well as from partner organization Green Convergence. Members also came together for various meetings to plan and coordinate membership activities. Valentine's Day was spent at the Heart to Heart with Haribon members workshop. Members listed down the strengths of the membership program, how it could be improved, and identified possible activities. In March, member committees were created to help initiate these ideas. Less than a month later, Haribon members convened for the 2018 General Assembly. With the theme Live, Learn, and Lead, members joined the various committees they created and chose focal persons to facilitate each group. It would be there that these activities, such as the Buhay Punlaan visit, coastal cleanups, bio-intensive gardening, and more, would be conceptualized by all of you, Haribon membership. In doing so, you took charge and stepped up to truly live, learn, and lead for our environment. Haribon's institutional goals help guide Haribon staff and members, allowing the organization to carry out its vision and mission, and support the global goals or SDGs. By the end of 2018, 230 individual members joined the cause, just over the target of 220 for the year. We also obtained renewed accreditation from the Philippine Council for NGO Certification, or PCNC, as well as the Department of Science and Technology, or DOST, as we continue to carry out our efforts under the principles of transparency and science. In 2018, Haribon continued with project-funded conservation programs, which aim to protect and promote biodiversity from ridge to reef. Mangrove restoration in Infanta, Quezon. Forest restoration project in Sablayan Occidental, Mindoro. The Philippine Eagle Conservation Project. The Dulungan Project. The Calao Project, the Smart Seas Project, the Monitoring Migratory Birds Project, the Forest Governance Project, or FOGOP, Training and Education for the Environment, or TREE, and empowering communities to conserve watersheds in Nauhan. Our definition of a biodiversity champion is someone who appreciates their role as a steward for nature, people who are proactive, compassionate, empathetic, and who live by example. This is what we saw from many of you last 2018. Despite this, it was found that there is still a need to engage more schools and student organizations for affiliate memberships, and more members need to join committees to provide fresh ideas and new energy for important tasks and activities. Fundraising for membership remains a challenge, so it is encouraged that members organize fun and unique fundraising activities moving forward to keep membership advocacy sustained. With this, there is much work to do for the nation's current and budding champions for biodiversity. But with foundations laid in member-led committees and with continued knowledge sharing among members and partners, we continue to address and overcome urgent environmental issues we all have to face in 2019 and beyond.